binds that bind the eyes, and this is so hedged to pass by. And ditches and limits and bound for the dream that opt for those who wonder for the all who find the grounds and found proposed. The priorities for this will be the themselves and mind, the hedges, the ornaments, and we can find comfort for the rich and content for the dividing up the joys. All combined, I can find the jewels that lace esteem for these, that all for the others are warned, or there was aware that for the seeming that when I was born. A serious, pathetical contemplation for the mercy of God, I am the salutation. These little lambs, these eyes, and what you find for these are rosy cheeks, where I for life began, for the beginning of the curtain, for the hitting of so long for the speaking tongue. You can call it the innocence, walking by. I don't want to walk abroad for this. I speak thoughts to let them feel the seat for the prize, enough for the side of feet for the loss of wood, for this moving up and down for no good, for the enough of the glory to be, for the wheels of the place of the change, and never the see through for the ever the change. Strange, this is the way it might be, the move for the bright. Glory is the day for the behold the sky. Man of that day for the blind, enough for the have the eyes, and never the bliss, and never the move for the statues, the dead for the down, the carry the never so love. I find walkers, they for thought to dot, the round to go. To move with the spirit and to and fro for the mind, for the good will be sound, and find a taste of sweet enough for the observing the things we meet, for the choice of rich and how they be, for the note for the beauty of the day. You'll go to fields of corn, survey with this, admire each pretty flower with a sweet smell, for the praise of the maker, for the other workers of the great power. Fly abroad these active bees, among the heads of the trees, the color, the dew, the good lines, and every blade and every blossom to the lay for the minds and their thighs. Observe those rich and glorious things, like you can find the river with the metals and woods and things, and find the springs and fructify. I can find the sun for the note, find the far ride, and get to the twinkling star for the race to every little child with these proceed to find the land, tumble together green grass and leaves. And riches those kings to be thought for their society, for which a perfect man over your life, and it shall be brought enough for the brothers, pleasant path, talk of towards that for the last to be walk for the only divine maybe degree. Wise to perceive with the presence of love and the praise to heed. Feeling those herbs and trees, and I could find verbs and words, and those is more than these on experience the infancy for the mistake that you can find false identity. But I believe in you. Because I believe in me. It was a sense of vulnerability. But I just want to stick to the abilities. I'm able. It's the beauty, it's in the evening, and the calm and the free. The holy time that is quiet enough for the breathless, and the duration for the broadening of the sun, for the sinking down your tranquility, for the gentle, for the heaven browser over the sea, for the listen to that, for the Buddha's being awake, for the eternal motion to make the sound to find and sound like thunder for the child that will hear me fear. Appear to that for the untouching thought, there's none the less of the divine. I at the bottom I can find the worship, for the temple, for the inner shrine, for God to be in there, for one you I don't even know not. For whatever the finest sake of the grieved, and this is a place to radiance and listen to put it on the morning, for this would be the candle for the yard, and this to find a night sky for the winter, for the you can find the strength and dudes that hate to find the unzipping of what you between the buildings, and let your wires seem to carry a little train of snow. Or whatever that meant, the constellations of hunting your thoughts. Spangled with the radiance and the stars, and travel through the half millions and light years of the peering after the sign, for this will be the cells of the eyes and nose of cell of these eyes upon to find the pace of puzzle impulse through the neuron and nerve. The brain that creates this image for the drawing and sharper breath of this a high voltage of the box, and this a chest around me. Like or a vibration. Breath, not that thought. I don't want you to hold your breath. Hold your breath, not that thought. I don't want you to hold your breath. I should have thought about it more. In the innocence of things that I could find, which I wonder at most. Did my esteem for the bliss in which I most boast, I find and enjoy within. I felt no stain for the spot of sin, for the darkness and then over shade for this all pure and bright, and guilt to crush, the fear that in faith for the soul was full of light. Joyful sense of purity is all I can remember for this night, for to be bright enough for December to December. The series of meditation did I employ the soul within, for the taking upon the joy, for the hour thinking the note will fly. All object and I feed the eye, for this is the very object that I admire, for the prize and praise and love, which is glory most high, for this a presence for the only does remove, constantly daily present for the rejoicing that I see, for the taking of the eye, for the others that find in me. And we're inclination for what I feel advice and prize, and this is so dear new. In admiration of the day, no lust, nor strife polluted for the infant life. No fraud, no anger for me to move in the malice of jealousy and spite. For this is all and truly love, for the contentment for the only the delight. Where my soul, heaven, what bliss did I enjoy to feel for power and delight and this inspired for the daily meal. Whether it be for the nature is pure, for the custom of vicious, that was sure enough for the God did the miracle of the guilt, for the removal that could make the soul to feel for his love. I from find was early in the day. Wherein our happiness I found, for this is strength and brightness to do array, for this is still defined and seems to surround. Wherever it is that is like, it is a life for the endless unto me. That I be the world for the true delight, for this to be the light, the say, the day to see, this the prospect for the gate, for the heaven that day, for the ancient life, for the Eden, the endeavor to convey. Into my soul for the atom was there, for this to be the inner spirit for the joys, and ever the ravishing the sense, and to entertain that paradise, and I had a sight of innocence, and it was beyond all the bound and price. Keep passing of what's gone, I and earth and did the rain, for the within me, for it was all pure, for I must become a child again. Wondering how? Like an angel came on, I came down for the brighter for all things here. First among the one, the works that I appear, for the glory of me to crown. For this the world resembled for the eternity, from which I so did walk. And this is everything I did see, for the did me talk. Skies and the magnificent, for the lively and lovely enough, for the divine, how soft and sweet and how fair. Stars that entertain the sense of this works of God, for the so bright and pure, for the rich and great did it seem, for the ever must endure my esteem. I find what's health and innocence within my bones that I grow. Did all the glory short enough for the vigor of my sense, and this is all the spirit from I flow for the seeds of life and wine I can find world. Did know the ever noble divine for the harsh and ragged objects to conceal. Oppressions and tears and cries and sins and grief and complaint. Your dissensions and weeping eyes and where they hid it for the hide things revealed. Heavenly spirits and angels prize a state of innocence. Bliss and not trade your poverties and did my fun then feel my sense. This is the street for the pave with the golden stones. And this is the boys and girls, and the mind for the lovely faces, the song for the sons and the man for the holy ones, and joy for the beauty that appeared in pen. Every witch in the hair I found for like an angel I deceived, for the on the ground, for this to be the rich and diamond, for the pearl, for the gold, for the every place I see, for the ever the splendor where I can find the red and colors and blue, and this to be the white and green. And my eyes and there everywhere behold, but the wonders and finding glory did appear. It was amazing. That was my bliss, of course, where hold your breath, not that thought, not.
I would like this to be like a separate. Did it that last time where we got off? Get off. We went. Get off. Basically off. Hey guys, like a Liz after hours. Off. Like, I'm not even under. There's a lot of people here who are. Group thing.
are like I am. Corn, wine, and oil, the sun, moon, stars, cities, and nations, and kingdoms, and the bodies of the men. Created to the treasure for all, for each, and this is what when the Lord and find what intended for. Our souls are gifts to the body for such a glorious thing. Serious deed, and I learned the happy ignorance, divided me from all the vanity, for what you find, the care, the pain, for the sorrow, for the advance, and the madnessing, the misery. No air of distraction to find the soul of the earth, for the overclouding of the sky. I knew there was a serpent sting with poison shed. Overspread that world, nor did I dream such a thing as sin, for the mankind all day dead, risking and living for the weight to me, finding way to mind, the pure for the mind, mortality for the joy, the pleasure, for the beauty, for the kindness, and the glory of love. And you'll sleep with the day, the life and light, peace, melody for my sight, ears and heart to feel the freely move. And that I saw to me the life of the universe was in the world of treasure, for me the universal world of pleasure, for the unwelcome independence I could find an unknown vein, constant new confined swearing in the rare. The markets to the taverns for the coaches and you were shown, for the distributed drown for the joys in your thorn. Choked up in my path and hid the faith, the bliss and the beauty for the eclipse of the place. Only when Adam in the first estate, for the did I behold, for this and silver, for the dry to go, for the lay up under the ground, for the blessing, the faith, for the acquainted, for the old and the innocent, for the delight you could find to see the original and simplicity. My emphasis on the crown, simplicity for the protection when I was first born. Eyes of the treasure first to deceive for the God first made. First effects of love for the first enjoyments that upon the earth were proved, and I feel so great for the divine and pure, the fair and the sweet. So true. I did meet them at first, this would be the soul of Lord, for the drone of myself, for the infant feet, for the quite enough for the working if I could find and might see, for the glorious wonders of the deity. It's like shadows in the water for the unexperienced infancy, for the sweet mistake, for the you lie, for the mistake, for the false and intending the truth, for the seeming and what you more to view, for the what's instruct the mind, for that, for the things that lie behind, for the many secrets of the show, for the afterwards that we come to know. I by the water's brink, for another world for me to think, wow, law, these spacious skies have reversed that for the music in my eyes and the fancy for the feet, for the came to mind to touch the beat, for this is some puddle for the I play, for another world where I lay in it. Beneath the water, people to drown, the yet with another head for the crown, the spacious regions and steam seem to go for the freely and move with the two but fro for the bright and open space, and at this all the very faces, eyes and hands and feet, for they had mind for another sun to determine, shine. Strange people there should walk, and not to find, not to hear that them talk, and that for the lyric of the water to jingle, this to be the dry oxygen horse that may drink. Or whatever the horror of the world should see, for the yet not be emitted, for the other cars can pass, and confined there behold the life of the darkness and heat and cold, and call them out of it for the not in vain. No speech would be can entertain, for did I expect to find some of the words or the world to please my mind. Plainly saw by these a new answer, you can find those so plainly seen, the film we kept off for the stood wood in between. Walking that reverse feet for the chance in another world to meet that for the view, it exceed offended for the depth of the world indeed, for the skies beneath us and shine. Earth by the art divine, another face and place and present below, for this will become the people's feet against that, for the who's of gold, for the regions of the air, for the compass about the heavens and fair, for the track and that, for the land, for the founder, enriching the for the ground, I can find the numerous hosts. And those far distant coasts, another grand for the glorious end, inhabited for the yet unknown friends, and that to stand upon the brink for those who seem to near, for through the chink, I can look the one deceitful faces there. Who's the fever their bodies and yet beware, for who's the companion and other than me? Who are we for the second self of the shadow to be, for look out for the lower skies and extend them so find my eyes in this and reach secret borders on these and for the lofty heavens and her inferior world for yet representative for the people distance I live in there, for the playments and icon which I knew for them, with the image and view for the self that I can pass in that motorcycle, for the two words and two motors, two wheels, two on that find so more real unknown joys there to be laid up on the shore for me, for this and shall be that for them. I am. Corn, wine, and oil, the sun, moon, stars, cities, and nations, and kingdoms, and the bodies of the men. Created to the treasure for all, for each, and this is what when the Lord and find and what intended for. Our souls are gifts to the body for the such a glorious thing. Serious deed, and I learned the happy ignorance, divided me from all the vanity, for what you find the care, the pain, for the sorrow, for the advance, and the madnessing, the misery. No air of distraction to find the soul of the earth, for the overclouding in the sky. I knew there was serpent sting with poison shed overspread that world, nor did I dream such a thing as sin, for the mankind all day dead, risking and living for the weight to me, and finding way to mind, the pure for the mind, mortality for the joy, the pleasure, for the beauty, for the kindness and the glory of love, and you'll sleep with the day, the life and light, peace, melody.
are, like I am. Corn, wine, and oil, the sun, moon, the stars, cities and nations and kingdoms and the bodies of the men. Greatest of the treasure for all, for each. This is what, when the Lord and find what intended for. My soul's the gifts to the body for the such a glorious thing. Serious deed, and I learned the happy ignorance, divided me from all the vanity for what you find and care, the pain for the sorrow, for the advance of the madness and the misery. No air of distraction to find the soul of the earth, the overclouding of the sky. I knew there was a serpent sting or poison shell overspread that world. Nor did I dream such things, and for the mankind all day dead, brisk and living for the weight to me, and finding way to mind it pure for the mind, mortality, for the joy, the pleasure, for the beauty, for the kindness and the glory of love. And your sleep, the day, the life and light, peace melody for my sight, ears and heart to feel to freely move. And that I saw to me the life of the universe was in the world of treasure, for me the universal world of pleasure, for the unwelcome independence I could find an unknown vein, cause the new could find the swearing and the raring. The markets to the taverns for the coaches and the return for the just to be the drown for the joys and their fun. Choked up in my path and hit the faith that the bliss and the beauty for the eclipse of the place. Only when Adam in the first estate for the I behold for this and silver for the dry to go for the laying up under the ground for the blessing, the faith for the acquainted for the old and the innocent for the delight you can find, see the original and simplicity. Love.